Welcome to episode number 12 of Minnesota Twins March October continued in franchise series. And today we're playing the game on 4th of July against the Cardinals, a day game. Which, if you remember, I played the same game as the same schedule for some reason. So we're in the same year. My Minnesota Twins test the franchise playing the Metro. This will be at Hart Field because we never played the Metro in this series. And then so the next episode will be Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. And the Home Run Derby, you say it's close, as Rosario Leading triples by one. But home runs, Donaldson's 1 out and Cruz is 2 out right now for top. Cruz is tied for 7th. No, 7th. As Donaldson here are tied for 5th. I mean, I'm not sure what to do for the tie. So right now, Cruz is 2 games out, 2 behind Judge. For the home run, there is a top 4 from each lead. Yeah, top 4 from each lead. And RBIs, Donaldson's 5th. And Stanton, Correa, Trout, and Judge. Johnson 1 and they're tied for 5th, and then Cruz 7th. And then Ozuna's on the 8th, and then you can see. We should have some other Twins out here. It is. JD Martinez only has 13 home runs, so. Well, he is -5 for Tyler versus righties and power versus lefties, and -2 for Tyler versus lefties and power versus righties. He's going down. He only has from last 55 home runs, 141 RBIs for the last 3 years. 45 home runs, 43 home runs, 55 home runs, 104 RBIs, 130 RBIs, 141. Only 13 home runs and 46 RBIs. In the last 4 years, batting over 300, and then 2014, 315, and then my goodness, and he was actually at Houston for the first 3 years of his career. I mean, solid for. I'm not sure why. I just see if they don't really down. It only does do 11, I guess. But, well, there's been some Muncie that are tied for 47. There's a lot of ties. He only has 12. We gotta be a trade. I believe this is the first. No, I believe the last episode we did have Muncie. I believe if you go to the lead trend, that was the one on. We had the 520 trade. They did CJ Cron, and then 612. And then that was a. Didn't we play then this day? I thought we did. Who started this game? We definitely played the Red Sox. That was the last episode, I think. Then we lost 7-2. I know it was against the Red Sox, and I believe it was. I remember. Yeah, that was that. I believe the last episode I did the trade before I started filming from Hans Muncie. So yeah, you already know he's on the team. It's only 100 Reno, 10-1 with 3 ERA, 110 strikeouts, 108 innings pitched, and it's Michael Waters, 6-7, 4.76 ERA, 69 strikeouts, and 96 and a third innings pitched. As I have to do my guitar in about 25 minutes. So I don't do some of the game. Then I have my guitar. I do 15 minutes out of 30. Then we eat dinner. Down to nuts. 15 minutes, and then I'll film this episode. But I'll play a little. As this is MLB Network, this game, and obviously then the All-Star Game, which I'm not sure what it's gonna be. Everything. I'm filming this Thursday, and this is going up on Friday. It should be 10 a.m. And then also later today should be Babe Ruth, because I haven't done that in a while, along with this series, which has been quite a while. I think Babe Ruth's been longer though. I'm not sure. So yeah, let's do ordination games, not games, or not like view ordination games, not view today's games, because there's a lot. And yeah, 2:10 Eastern, so it's 1. Yeah, let's do it. As the others will be simmed, or they should be. No, I think once I advance the day, because if you don't order, say there's 3 games, I'd play all 3 if I wanted. If I don't want an order, but if I didn't, then it would send the names in front of that. Yeah, play full game. The Twins will be the gold controller, and the Cardinals will be the blue controller. Yes, I did use both controllers. So yeah, 64 and 22 first in the NL Central. The Cardinals are 41 and 47 fourth in the NL Central. That's where I was born in St. Louis. So yeah, and I forgot that's Donaldson. So yeah, I guess uniform custom routine, new era stars and stripes, tap for the tap and the home uniform, home jersey and the home pants for the Twins, and the road jersey and the road pants for the Cardinals. Here we go. As we're gonna play at Target Field, not the Metronome. We played the Metronome. My Minnesota Twins custom franchise. Remember, they're now in the playoffs, which game 5 of that, or well. Then the first elimination game of the ALCS and my Minnesota Twins Justin franchise Sunday. Should be, or most likely Sunday. And the only way it wouldn't be on Sunday is if I moved it up like a day, but I doubt that's not gonna happen. You never know. I doubt it though. Maybe I wrote it but yeah. Target Field holds 38,885 open in 2010. Presentation of broadcast team style MLB Network counts on cloud covered clear skies. 100 Rio's then Michael Wacha. Michael Wacha has the fire and Rio has the snowflake. Here we go. Righty versus lefty, 84 versus 83. Got Rio via free agency. Yeah, Tyler Flowers, okay. As looks like I just want to leave everyone as it's saying. We have Gonzalez at short. Polanco not playing. Is that Holt? Center base? I don't know. I mean, he's not really much of a home run hitter, let me put it that way. I'm actually gonna I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's starting for. I'm probably just gonna I'll probably be on a quick manager the first half, because if I sim it, I won't count it when I say it. So I'm gonna Holt will play no matter if it's a lefty or righty in the last game of the first half, which obviously I'm gonna quick manager off camera. And who's me on the plate? Oh, Castro. No, yeah, Castro. And then that's the other backup. Yeah, I'm gonna put Polanco, who can play second, short, or third. Short side is the primary position, second and third are his bad positions. And we have this guy for some reason. I'm not. I think I know. Oh yeah, by the way, Tat and Nishat is no longer on the team because I kind of got like too many players. I think you already knew that. And then we were one short. I think we had too many guys on the pitching staff, so we had to send one down. And it was Pat Nishat. I was the one that did it. The Peter did, and it sent up this guy who was, I mean, 6 games, 7 for 19, 4 runs scored, no doubles, no triples, no home runs, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, batting .368, and I'm not sure it's probably it's a simple $90,000 contract. So yeah, that's Muncy's batting 8th, just because, I mean, yeah, Cruz is a 71. I think he's going down. I mean, he still has potential, but he's plummeting, and we saw him next year. He might retire after this year. He has 100 hits as an athlete, 22 home runs. I mean, last year he had 38 home runs, 126 RBIs. Batting .323 last year. This year's batting .306, despite him going down. And then here they have Eduardo Nunez. So they have Jose Ramirez still. Obviously, really bit down. Is there any? Yeah, their bench is pretty weak. I mean, they have 59, 69, 68, 67, and 68. So yeah. And Josh Harrison's a DH. Because remember, Tony Parton, the DH is auto, so it's the DH in the AL and not in the NL. What it is. Not this year, obviously, it's the universal DH, but before that. So yeah, let's do it. I mean, I did lose scope, and remember, there's no rise in this game because I started this last year. Sorry, it was March and October, and barely Tontana second. Tiber sent it with Anthony Swarzak for saves in that AL. I'm gonna play that blind sports game. We are live and on the air for another. We are live and on the air. We are live and on the air for another edition of baseball here on MLB Networks. It's baseball on the 4th of July between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins. Baseball on MLB Network comes your way next. Angelina, 17 starts so far in 2020, 10-1 record, 3 ERA, 108 innings, 91 hits, 1.08 WHIP, 26 walks, and 110 strikeouts. As I said, we are live and on the air for another edition of baseball here on MLB Network. Baseball on the 4th of July between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins. Baseball on MLB Network comes your way next. That's what I said. I didn't change out. I changed the words the words out when I said we are live on the air for another edition of baseball here on MLB Network. But I still said say it. Did still say it. Here's Ryu, 4-seam fastball, cutter, changeup, curveball, and a 2-seam fastball. Here we go. 1-1 down. Nunez, that's a ground ball back to Rio, 1 down. Remember, Aurora Nunez, the Twins is, or one of Aurora Nunez's former teams. And here's the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Aurora Nunez, Colton Juan, Jose Martinez, Paul Duan, Jed Jerko, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, Tyler Flowers, and then Josh Harrison, the DH. 314 on base percentage for the Cardinals here in 2020, 12th in the NL. Here comes Colton Juan, 10th in NL center baseman All-Star voting. And Cruz, by the way, is second for the right fielders in the AL. All-Star voting. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball past Ryu in the center field. First hit of the game for either team, and first hit in the game for the Cardinals. And here comes Jose Martinez. 1-1 count. That's a line drive, and that will tail foul. So it's 80% full, 31,174, 75 degrees clear. That's pretty good. Wind 5 miles per hour, blowing across from right field to left field. Target field, 815 feet elevation, July 4th, 2020. Scheduled first pitch, 1:10 p.m. Here we go. 1-2 to Jose Martinez. That's a ground. That should be 2. Polanco, Gonzalez, Muncy, double play in and over. One hit by the Cardinals, but it's a race on double play. One hit by the Cardinals, but it's a race on double play. Twins coming to the bat, no score here on MLB Network. Michael Wanda, 17 starts, 6 and 7 under, 4.76 ERA, 96 and 1/3 innings, 103 hits, 1.47 WHIP, 39 walks, and 59 strikeouts. Here done Billy Hamilton, 4th in AL center fielders he's 4th in AL center fielders in the All-Star voting. Here we go. 3-1 hitters count to Hamilton. That's a fly ball under his center O'Neill, and he makes the catch, 1 down. Here's the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Billy Hamilton, Jorge Polanco, Josh Donaldson, Nelson Cruz, Eddie Rosario, Max Kepler, Marwin Gonzalez, Mance Muncy, and Jason Castro. 341 on-base percentage for the Twins in 2020, 5th in the AL. And then Polanco, 10th in All-Star shortstops for All-Star voting. He went center base today. Here we go, 3-2 count. That's a ground ball, tough play in the hole. Dion throws the Jerko in the throw by Dion. The Jerko is in time, 2 down. Here comes Donaldson, 4th in AL third baseman in the All-Star voting. Then 323, 23 home runs, 70 RBIs, and OPS of 385. Here we go. And Michael Wanda has a 4-seam fastball, circle change, cutter, and a curveball. 1-1 count. That's a line drive, or actually a ground ball. Feeling short up on one hop by Duan. Throw to first. It's low. Good pitch by Jerko in and over. 1-2-3 to the Twins. We're through 1. The score is 0-0. Here comes Paul Duan. Sits in the NL shortstop for All-Star voting. 15 home runs, 44 RBIs, batted in .252 here in the season. 1-2 down. That's a dribble off a reel and right to Muncie. And he sits in the bat himself, 1 down. So that 1-3 round out. That is Dave Roberts, by the way. We got him as our manager this past offseason. That went right. That went. Now, yeah, then down him in the drive lead. As a lefty, that's his left lead. Oh, no, right. That's his right lead. Yeah, that's hit his drive lead. For a lefty, it's his right lead. Here's done Jed Jerko. 1 count. That's a little tamper, tough play, 17 speed from Jerko. Throw to first on the run by Gonzalez. Got him. 2 down. And I think he missed the defense for the Twins. Here's Tyler O'Neill. He's a higher average on the road, but he has more home runs and RBIs so he has a higher average on the road, but he has more home runs and RBIs at home. Here we go. 1-1 count to O'Neill. That's a line drive caught by Muncie in and over. Middle of 2 is score remains. The Twins 0 and the Cardinals 0. Here's Nelson Cruz, second on the Twins with 22 home runs. The player that's first is Josh Donaldson. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball pass to Diamond Jerko in the right field. And going for he eventually throws it in Jed Jerko. Cruz is on with a single as he's second, and AL right fielders in the All-Star voting with the All-Star game on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday in this game. And we got a throw-in down to Rosario. That's a foul ball. Here we go, 3-2 down to Rosario. That's a round ball. That ball's pass to Diamond. Paul Dion. 2 runners on, nobody out for the Twins. One on the Kepler, and that is low, barely 2-1. Cardinals 41 and 47, fourth in the NL Central. So they're on a 2-game winning streak, which is not that much, but they did win at the 3-game winning streak. 2-1 town, and that is another Tajan. This one's 2-2, and here's the umpire sign for today's game. Behind the play is Earl Hendricks. I did not say it because they were talking about how. So here's the umpire sign for today's game. Beyond the play, Earl Hendricks at first base, Woody Tedler at center base, Ed Johnson at third base, Clyde Washington. Those are the umpires assigned for today's game. Here we go. 2-2 talent to Kepler. That's it. That could be 2. Nunez. 1. Jerko double play. 2 down with a runner at third for Marwin Gonzalez. 7 in AL shortstop All-Star voting. 304 average, 8 home runs, 48 RBIs. I'm just making sure. Yeah, and then in the outfield, it's O'Neill, Bader, and then Martinez. On the bench, they have, they really have trash. And then we have, Freddie, Franco, Brock Holt, Williams, Estadio, and then Nick Markakis. Here we go. Runner at third, 2 out. For Marwin Gonzalez, that's a ground ball. Runner at third, 2 out for Marwin Gonzalez. Throw to first by Duan, in and over. And the Twins stranded runner at third base. We're through 2 here in Minneapolis. The scores, the Cardinals 0 and the Twins 0.
Welcome back to Target Field, home of the Twins, who've proven to have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball this year. To start the day, they've given up the fewest home runs of any other pitching staff in the league.
It's real.
Which has certainly led to
What is that? ERA second in the AL, second in the MLB, first for whip and opponent's batting average in the AL and the MLB for home runs allowed. First in the AL, second in the MLB, first for the AL and the MLB for loss, and fifth in the AL and 12th in the MLB for strikeouts. My goodness. Here's Bader. Thank you, Heidi, for the thank you, Heidi, for that report. 1-2 count. Yeah, that's a Harrison Bader's up, and that's a that's a base hit into the right field corner, and he's in with a double. So Harrison Bader, one of the fastest players in the game, 18th double? Here comes Tyler Flowers. Yeah, 18th double of the year. Here comes Tyler Flowers. One on count. That's a foul ball. That was a line drive at the right field and got past Kepler all the way to the wall. But even if it didn't get past Kepler, Bader still done this. Probably still not did that. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball right to Polanco. Throw to Muncy in time, but Bader goes over to third, runner at third, one out. Here comes Josh Harrison. 5 hit straight, 6 for 22 during that trade with a 273 average. Overall, he's batting 278, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. But we're in AL Parks, that's why he's a DH today. Here we go, 1 on count. That's a fly ball. That's going to be tough. He has 93 speed. Bader does. Kepler lines it up. He makes it, guys. Here comes Bader. Throw home. Is up the third base line. A one-hop strike. He probably could have been out if it was on line. But it was offline, and then Bader was already past Castro at a time. Castro got the ball up as the throw took him up the third base line. So the throw at Kepler is up the third base line. Sat fine RBI for Harrison, and it's 1-0 Cardinals here in the top of the third. Full count to Nunez, former Twin. That's a ground ball to Polanco. Throw to first is in time and over. Middle of 3, the score is now the Cardinals 1 and the Twins 0. Cardinals have 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and Twins have no runs and 2 hits, no errors. And a 1 on count. That's a foul ball. Sorry I didn't see the defense for the Cardinals or the Twins. Sorry about that. 1-2 down. That's a fly ball. That is Rod. Retreating is O'Neal. That ball is gone. Mance Muncy with a home run, and it's 1-1. Mance Muncy with a solo homer. The straightaway left field is his 13th of the year, and we are tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. My next is like 370. Into the front row, or kind of bounce on the second run. Here comes Castro. He's batting 222, home run 15 RBI, so he's not that bad. As I say 370. That's 12 feet up. I haven't guessed a home run since forever, on camera or off camera. Here comes Castro. Top of the order foul. 1 on count. That's a ground ball, feeling on the short, botched by DeYoung. Throw to first, pulled the first baseman with the bat, but he was gonna be safe anyways. If he does that bobble, they're gonna slap. They're gonna slap DeYoung with the knee sits, and here comes Hamilton. 3-2 count. That's a ground ball. That ball is past the Ivan DeYoung. Remember, Castro's 33 at center base, and Hamilton has 96 feet at first base. 2 runners on, 1 out for Jorge Polanco. 1-1 count. That's a line drive. That will get down! And they're gonna send the runner around third. Throw home is cut off, and Hamilton goes first to third, and the Twins take the lead, take their first lead of the game. It's 2-1 in the bottom of third. Runners in the corners, and still nobody out for Josh Donaldson. 1 on count. That's a rocket foul! Now it's a 1-2 count. That's a rebel, and that could be 2. Second one, first double play. A 6-4-3 double play with a run does score, but no RBI for Donaldson. It's 3-1. But this, no runs on 2 outs for Cruz. But at this point, you would take a double play for a double play for a run, because I mean, we're only in the third inning, you're only down by 2. 3-1. 1-1 count with a little chopper as he got jammed, fielded by Jerko, and sits in the bat himself, in and over. The Twins get 3 runs and 3 hits, no errors, and no runners left. We're through 3 here in Minneapolis. The score is the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. Cardinals have 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and the Twins have 3 runs and 5 hits, no errors. And I'm gonna now do my guitar and then eat dinner and then do the first half of my guitar and then eat dinner and then do the second half of my guitar. And perfect timing too. It's clipped at the end, so I'm not gonna stop it. No, it's a clip. This camera, like, once it's 12 minutes and 45 seconds, it ends the clip. So yeah, from the ones leading off for the Cardinals in the top of the fourth. So one from with a single in the first inning, led off the game with a single. He's the first. No, he is the center batter of the game, but he was 1 for 1 with a single in the first. And yeah, the game will resume right about now. I'm back. I just did the obviously first half of my guitar, 4 dinner, 8 dinner, and the second half of my guitar. I'm bad. Obviously for you guys, there's only once the last clip ended, this clip started, obviously. That's better in the game. Here comes Colton Wong. Right, here's Tom. I said Ramos on a tough play for Gonzalez, right into his left. Throw to first beyond second baseman. Got it! What a play by Gonzalez. He looks safe though. And yeah, Charles up to 27 is a challenge to call by first base umpire Woody Kedler. That kinda, I mean, that was a throw behind the center base bat by Gonzalez from the edge of the outfield grass. And it's close, and yeah, he's safe. And see what Woody Taylor would go over there, but the first base umpire would go over there, but the home plate, the first base umpire would go over there, but the home plate umpire will be the only umpire that will have a pair of headsets on. You can see, oh my goodness, yeah, there's plenty of evidence right there. And here's the decision, and he is safe. And the call is overturned, and the Cardinals get another challenge if they don't use it later in the ball game. Yeah, the Cardinals get another challenge if they don't use it later in the ball game. 1 count. That's a fly ball. He got under that. Caught by Kepler, 1 down. Here's lead leaders in wins. He is 10th, so he's tied for 4th. With tied with Tanaka and Rodriguez. I meant Rodriguez and Tanaka. Here turns Paul doing open with a ground out on the second. 2-2 count. I said Ramos line drive, corner short by Gonzalez, sits in the man for 1, throw to first, double play. And there's TC, the Twin mascot, on one of the dugouts, trying to get the Twins fans into it. At middle forward scores the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. Here's Eddie Rosario, 3-1 here, or 1-1 count, 3-1 hitters count, 1-1 count. That's gonna be a fly ball foul. Here we go. 1-2 count to Rosario. I saw Tapper feel it by Walker in front of the mound. Throw to Jerko is in time, 1 down. And Guns Tapper over on the ground out in the second. He only has 12 home runs in the year. And it's descending the last game before the All-Star break. That's a foul ball. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball. Feel it by Dillon. Throw. The first got him. 2 down. And here's Marlon Gonzalez over on the ground out in the second. Remember, he's a switch hitter. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball. Pass Wonka. Fielded by Dillon. Throw to first. Low but picked by Jerko in and over. We're through 4 here in Minneapolis. The scores: the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. We're back here in Minneapolis. Let's go down in the field to check out how you want me.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs. So the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing
Thank you, Heidi. That's a ground ball right to Polanco. Throw to first, one down. And here comes Tyler on the open on the line out in the second. That's a normal to Polanco again. It's 2-4-3 down to start at the top of the fifth. There's 2 down in the top of the fifth. Score remains 3-1 Twins. Here comes Harrison Bader. 1 for 1 on a double and scored the only run for St. Louis. 1 on count. Swing and Missy blew that fastball right by him. 98 on the gun. On 2 count. That's a ground ball. Pass Rio in the center field. Bader's on. 2 for 2 in the game. Tyler coming to the plate. In the form of, I believe, Tyler Flowers. 2 on count. That's an all shut in the inning as Polanco's on go to second, and he's not throw to second by Polanco is in time. Halfway home here in Minneapolis to score the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. There's Matt Muncy, 1 for 1, a solo homer in the 3rd inning, which was his last plate appearance. And his first and only right now plate appearance. This is his 2nd right now. I mean the Cardinals have 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and the Twins have 3 runs and 5 hits, no errors. Right, a 1-2 count. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit really good or well, but it's caught by O'Neill and left, 1 down. And here comes Jason Castro, open on a open one when he he's open one with 0-for-1 as he reached on an error in the 3rd inning and later scored in the 3rd inning. 1 on count. That's a ground ball pass. I know it's botched, but Castro will stay where he is. Perfect for a bit, just past the diamond. Yuan. Now he's 1 for 2 a single and then reached on an error and scored a run when he reached on an error. Billy Hamilton 1 for 2 a single and scored 1 of the 3 runs for the Twins. 1 on count. That's a tribute too, but then it's past the diamond. Nunez, as he was in the bunt, if Justin Hamilton bunted. 2 runners on, 1 out for Polanco. 1 on count. Swing and miss. Straight 2 on a curveball in the dirt. 1-2 count. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit well. Retreated is O'Neill, but he will make the catch in upfield. 2 down. And the runner at center will stay where he is, and the runner at first will go at the first. 2 runners on, 2 outs now for Josh Johnson. Over 2 ground outs. 1 on count. And he hits away the cutter at 89 miles per hour. That's a fly ball. The ball is hit well. Going over his left is the outfielder, and he makes the catch and tumbles after he makes the catch. What a catch by Jose Martinez to keep it in 3-1 because he didn't catch that. It was at least one run was on a score and maybe 2. 4 through 5, the score the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. If Martinez didn't catch that, 1 run on a score maybe 2. Here comes Josh Harrison, who had a second base by an RBI in his first play appearance, just in town's official play appearance, by the way. He's still 0-0 in the game. That's a line drive. Now he's 1 for 1 with a single and a sac fly. Going for the 9-3 is Kepler. Muncy's not covering, and the timer's coming to play in the form of Eduardo Nunez and a 6-game hitting streak for Josh Harrison. That's an honor to be 2. Polanco, Gonzalez, Muncy, and Easy. 4-6-3 double play. 2 down. And then here comes Colton Wong, 2 for 2, 2 singles so far in the game. 1 for 2. That's a run right to Gonzalez. Throw to first. Is low, picked by Muncy and over. Middle of 6, the score remains the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. Here comes Cruz to second, right fielders for All-Star voting. That's a ground ball, and that is up the middle for Cruz. Leadoff hit for Cruz to start the bottom of the sixth as the Twins trying to send their lead. Team leaders in hits. Cruz is one behind Billy Hamilton for the lead for the first for the Twins. That actually might not be true because I've seen that before where it says how many coming in the game, so he might have 103 now. I'm not sure, but he's one behind Hamilton for the lead. He's second place on the Twins or tied for first place on the Twins. 3-1 count. Out of move ball forward, but he said he swung, fouled it back 3-2. 3-2 down. That's a liner. Caught by Dillon. Throw at the first safe. Runner at first, one out. And here comes Kepler over 2-2 ground house. 1-1 count. That's it on. That to be 2. Nunez, Dion, Jerko double play. We're through 6, or we're through 6 scores. The Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. And we're fishing the bat there. Here's Martinez over to the fly out on a ground out. His team's down 3-1. Twins is fishing the bat there. That's a ground ball to Polanco. Throw to Muncy at first. There's in time, one down. Here comes Paul Devon over 2-2 ground out. That like 250 in the seat on the year. 2-2 down. That's a liner, but caught off short by Polanco. Perfect. Throw to first is 2 down. Is in time, 2 down. And that was right on the nose. Here comes team ERA leaders, and the Twins are second. 1 point in front of the behind the Yankees. The Yankees 3.08, Twins 3.09. Here comes Jed Jerko. You know, 1-1 count. That's another one of those, and it's past Polanco under his glove, but it's cut off by Hamilton, and Jerko's on with a single. And they're all sliding up Polanco with an E4, so he's still 0 for 3. Here comes O'Neill over to the line out and a ground out. No, he doesn't. They slap Polanco with the E4. 1-2 down. And that's the first error for the Twins. Now both teams have an error. 1-2 down. That's a ground ball. What a play by Muncy. Throw to Ryu in and over. And the error does not come back to haunt the Twins. 7 in stretch time here at Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. The score is the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. Here comes Marlon Gonzalez over 2-2 ground. Has only batted .302 on the year now. You really know, 1-1 count. That's a ground ball, and he might be under 300 now. Throw to first by Dion. 1 down. Here comes Muncy. He's batting .301. Gonzalez is batting .301, so he's still over 400 or 300. Here's Muncy batting .306. Energy of Wanda's in the yellow, and they're trying to warm up John Dan in the Cardinal bullpen just in front of the Twin bullpen left center field. Here we go. Here's Muncy homer his first at bat. Swing and miss. Strike 2 on a circle change below the zone. 1-2 count. That's a line drive. Caught by Nunez. 2 down. Here comes the catcher. 1-2 to single and reach on an error, and then he scored when he reached on an error. 1-1 count. Swing and miss on the 93-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. Behind that fastball. 1-2 count. That's a line drive past the diving Dion, and Castro's 2 for 3 in the game. The 2 singles and a run scored. Here we go, and now it's the top of the order, and they're still not making the move to the bullpen. That's it, round one, and Nunez throws it to 1, and it's over. And the 7 is score remains the Twins 3 and the Cardinals 1. And then Harrison Bader 2 for 2, a double single and run scored. Energy of Rio still in the green. They're starting on Billy Quintana. And They're trying to warm him up. Oh yeah, they're a flow for the Dodgers along with Vince Munson. Trying to warm up two righties in the bullpen, and the righty on your left side of your screen is the Twins closer, which is Billy Quintana, and the right side of your screen is Derek Flores. So two righties are warming up in the Twins bullpen, behind the Cardinal bullpen in the left center field. There's a righty warming up in the Cardinal bullpen and two righties warming up in the Twins bullpen. Here we go, 1 on count. And Derek Floro, they got him from the Dodgers via trade along with Vince Munson. So they got Derek Floro from the Dodgers along with Vince Munson via trade. And now the time is coming to play in form of Tyler Flowers. And we go. There goes Bader. Throw to second is offline. And it was skipped in, and also was to the. Here comes Show Trap. Lead distance 10 feet, almost 11 feet, 10.9 feet. Max speed 20 miles per hour. As it was thrown to Polanco's right. He had to reach. It was thrown to the third base side of the center. It was thrown to the third base side. Second, and then it was a one hopper, and it was thrown to the third base side of second. And now the throw here is count the Flowers. Here we go. That is a crushed. That ball is crushed. Back is Rosario Hayward. That ball is gone. And Flowers has tied the game on a 3-1 cutter on the 3-runners count. Tyler Flowers with a 2-run homer. The left center field is 9th of the year, and this game is all tied at 3. Or Tyler Flowers with a 2-run homer. Left center field is 9th of the year, and this game is tied at 3 here in the top of the 8th. Unbelievable. And here comes the DH, Josh Harrison, number 9 batter, and here comes Derek Floro. 20th appearance of the year, 1-1 record, 11 holds, 26 and 1/3 innings, 3.08 WHIP, 20 strikeouts, 8 walks, a 261 averages right-handed batters, and a 208 averages left-handed batters. So the Cardinals have 3 on the 7, it's 1 error. The Twins have 3 on the 9, it's 1 error. My goodness. And here comes Josh Harrison's 1 for 1 with a sac fly, an RBI, and then a single. So he's 1 for 1 with a single, a sac fly, and an RBI. So. And Rio is on to the decision no matter what, who wins the game. Sinker, slider, first has to only change over Floro. Rio would get the own decision no matter who wins the game. That's a ground ball to Polanco. Go to first, 1 down. Yeah, Rio would get the no decision no matter who wins the game. And here comes Nunez, 0 for 3 in the game, despite hitting out of the leadoff spot, 1 on count. That's a little fly ball coming is Kepler. Looked at his own catch in right field, 2 down. Here comes one, 2 for 3, 2 singles. And they sat down Quintana, and now there's just a righty warming up in the Cardinal bullpen, no action in the Twins bullpen. 2-1 count. At the normal, fielded by Donaldson, throw to first, in and over. Then to a 2-run homer by Tyler Flowers. The game is now tied at 3 after 7.5 innings of play. Here we go, MLB tied at 3. Now the entire energies in the yellow, and here comes John Dant. So both stars will get the no decision no matter who wins the game. 55th appearance of the year for John Dant. So yeah, both Ryu and Waka will get the no decision no matter who wins the game. Here we go. Waka and Ryu will get the no decision no matter who wins the game. That's a ground ball right to Nunez. 1 down. Yeah, so Waka and Rio will get the no decision no matter who wins the game. There's Donaldson, over 3 in the game. 4-seam fastball, Vulcan change, 2-seam fastball, Vulcan change, 4-seam fastball, curveball, and a slider. 1 on count. That's a ground ball Throw to first by Dion. 2 down. And here comes Cruz. 2 for 3. 2 singles. And he just got. No way down. 1-2 down to Cruz. That's a fly ball. That ball is rocked. Retreated is Bader. Like the zone catching right center field. And we are heading to the 9th inning, tied at 3. 3, 4, and 5 do up for the Cardinals in the top of the 9th. Here's Martinez, 0 for 3 in the game. That was really bizarre. 1 down. And he blew that slider right by at 93, but although it was basically right down the middle, he blew it right past him. 1-2 count. That's the ground ball to Polanco. Throw to first. 1 down. And then had the heart of the lineup do up. The Cardinals had the heart of their lineup during the 9th. Here's Paul doing 0 for 3 in the game. The cleanup man's batted 0 for. Has not got a hit. That's a ground ball, and their cleanup man's 0 for 4, 2 down. And between the two teams, 6 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors. Here's Jed Jerko 0 for 3 in the game. So the cleanup man for the Cardinals doesn't have a hit, and the number 5 batter for the Cardinals doesn't have a hit as well. That's a little nubber. And the cleanup man for the Cardinals is 0 for 4, and the number 5 batter for the Cardinals is 0 for 4. The Twins can win the game by scoring 1 run. You know, 9 the scores, the Cardinals 3 and the Twins 3. Here we go. 1 for 3 in the game is Rosario. 5, 6, 7 do up for the Twins in the bottom of the 9th. Rosario, Kepler, Gonzalez. The Twins will win the game by scoring 1 run in the bottom of the 9th. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball. Going to his right is Juan. Throw to first. 1 down. In this world, they do not have Goldschmidt, I believe. They don't have, obviously. No. Here's Kepler's 0 for 3 in the game. Yeah, he really could use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. That's a ground ball. And Kepler is 0 for 4 in the game. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th. And we're 1 out away from doing that extra innings. Here comes Gonzalez. 0 for 3 in the game as well. He gets out here. His average is going to be 300 or less. Here we go. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball. And Gonzalez throw to first. Got it. We're heading to extra innings. And the 9 is scored. The Cardinals 3 and the Twins 3.
No bacon fest in this, please.
And Gonzalez is batting exactly 300 now. Here we go. Florida's going to remain in there. No action in either bullpen. They're doing extra innings. That's a fly ball. Going bad. Kepler, you'd say like it is all catching right field, but he was moving. 1 down. Here comes Harrison Bader, 3 for 3, a double, 2 singles, and scored 2 out of the 3 runs for the Cardinals. 1 count. And he jabs at it and fouls it away.
Vinny, I read where that movie, The High and the Mighty, was like a precursor to the Airport series. It was like the Airport used that as like a...
That's a ground ball to Polanco, and there's 2 down in the top of the 10th. Hi, Corey. Hi, Vita. Here comes Flowers, 1 for 3, a 2-run home in the 8th with his last at bat. The energy of Florida's in the yellow. Here we go, 2-2 count. And he pops it up, but it will go out of play. Here we go, 2-2 count to the Cardinals catcher. That's a ground ball, charging is Polanco. Inning is over, and the Twins can have a second opportunity to score 1 run to win the game. Middle of 10, the scores, the Cardinals 3 and the Twins 3. Here's Muncie homered in 4th, 3rd, and then flew out to the left in the 5th, and then lined out the 3rd baseman in the 7th, and now he's down here in the 10th. 1 down. That's a little tapper. He took it on, dude. The pitcher has to go all the way over. Throw to first. Got him by half a step. That was close. 1 down. Here comes Cash with 2 for 3 with two singles, reach on the air and scored the run when he reached on the air, which was the first play appearance, I believe in the third inning. 1 on count. That's a ground ball and the winning runs on base. Doesn't mean they won the game, but Cash are gone and the winner runs at first base with 1 away. To the top of the order. Here comes Hamilton, 3-2 count, and he has a lot of speed. 3-2 count. That's a ground ball base hit. Castro had sent Hamilton at first. 2 runs on, 2 out, or 2 runs on, 1 out, with the runner at center base for Jorge Polanco. They're starting to warm up. Jordan hits in a righty in the Cardinals bullpen just in front of the Twins bullpen in left center field. Here we go. 1 on count. That's a ground ball. That could be 2. Goes up the middle. Base hit. There comes the winner runner out there. Front of the plate. Off the first baseline. Twins win. And the Twins win 4-3 over the Cardinals in 10 innings. A walk-off RBI single for Jorge Polanco, and the Twins win 4-3 over the Cardinals in 10 innings. The runner coming home could have been out as Data Bath. Vance Muncy, number 13, first baseman, is the top player of the day, and I'm not sure who Data Bath him. I think that's Holt and Brent, the 2 bench players in this game. Rock Holt and Brent something Franco. I can't. It starts with an F. It's F Franco. I don't know. Can't remember the name. Not just an F though. Yeah. John, I'm not sure what the records are. I'm used to postseason where it's like not that much, but Muncy 1 for 4 with that home run. Obviously then drove in himself. So only 1 for 4 with a solo homer. 1 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and a run score. Obviously the RBI and the run score was on the home run. Yeah. So the Cardinals had 3 runs and 7 hits, 1 error, and the Twins had 4 runs and 12 hits, 1 error. The total between the two teams: 7 runs, 19 hits, 2 errors. Flora ran out the win, and then John Dant with 2 and 3rd innings got the loss. Top hitter for the Cardinals was Harrison Bader with 3 for 4 with a double, 2 singles, and 2 runs scored. And then Flowers had drove in 2 out of 3 runs, and then Josh Harrison drove in the other one with a sac fly, and then obviously Flowers scored the other run, and so yeah, Pondo has 6 errors. Flora gets the win. He moves to 2-1 on the season, and John Danton gets the loss. He falls to 4-2 on the season. I'm used to postseason, which is like you don't really see 2. But yeah, Aaron Flowers gets a win. He moves to 2-1 on the season. John Danton gets the loss. He falls to 4-2 on the season. No save, obviously. He probably could have got him on that throw if it was on line, but it was a one hopper to the catchers up the first base line by Harrison Bader. And then Cash, 3 for 4, 3 singles, 2 runs scored. Hamilton 3 for 5 with 3 singles and a run scored. Polanco 2 for 5 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs, drove in half of the runs, and then Muncy drove in the other run, and then I'm not sure who drove in the other run. I'm not sure. So I said, oh yeah, I know why. There was a double play. That's why there's only get 3 RBIs. Who drove? Yeah, it was in the 3rd inning. Let me think. Polanco. I think it was Donaldson because he went 0 for 4. Yeah, I think it was Donaldson. Yeah, it was, I believe. Not in the double play, but because it was double play, no RBI. So latest it should be Babe Ruth. Really sure I haven't done that in I think a while. Didn't it for this series, obviously until now. Oh damn, time to close the notebook if you had subscribe the like button. Subscribe if you have yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And I'm gonna see episode number 13 of this Minnesota Twins march toward continuing franchise series. See you in episode number 13. Anita Audabate, Dan, and Joe Twins.